Welcome back, everybody, to the Pittsburgh Pirates franchise here on MLB The Show 20. As today, we have the first 5 months of a regular season down, and we've got one to go. September baseball is here, and we are already presented with a big decision. We have 26 players on the active roster, but in September, you must have 28, no less, no more. So obviously, we're in the midst of a big division race, currently 4.5 games behind the Milwaukee Brewers, who've gone on an absolute tear since the All-Star break. Now, if we don't win the division, we should still make the playoffs pretty easily. I think we're like 12 or 13 games ahead of the team closest to passing us, not including the Rockies, who are the second wildcard team, so that's good. So we have to call up 2 players. The first one is going to be catcher Willians Astudillo. We only have 1 catcher on the roster, and Astudillo was up for most of the year. I did send him down, but we can bring him back up. And then the other player who's going to be called up is Mitch Keller, another player who spent most of the season with the Bigs, but was called down to AAA because he wasn't playing well. Keller's done a lot better in AAA. Now, this doesn't mean he's going to return to the starting rotation, per se, but he is back with a Major League club. So going into the final month of the season, here's a look at the numbers. Nothing too crazy other than Josh Bell now hitting .354. He's been on a mission since the All-Star break. I don't really know what it is. I mean, he was playing well before the All-Star game, but ever since then, he has just been on absolute fire. Dylan Carlson's playing better, I've got to say. He's had a pretty good past month or so. Obviously, he's been kind of disappointing this season in comparison to last year, but I've got to say he's played quite well the past month. Looking at the pitching rotation, we have 5 starters I'm confident with. Julio Urias is still in the bullpen. Mitch Keller is now in the bullpen as well. And I am content with bringing these 5 into the playoffs. Adonis Medina's ERA, by the way, I think was at like 2.07. I mean, he has had such a great year. I'm very happy we swapped him for Urias in the starting rotation because I trust Adonis Medina a lot more. He's been really, really good this season, so that is very good. But bullpen obviously has been a mixed bag. The middle relievers have been great. The back end guys, not so much, but Smith, Baez, and Giles all have been playing better recently, which is good. So we simulated the first series of the month. We swept the Cardinals. Now we got one against the New York Yankees at home. Could this be a World Series preview? I don't know. Both of these teams are really, really good. Yankees are 84-53. Pirates are 84-54. So pretty evenly matched, I've got to say. Should be a fun one here at PNC Park as we look at both lineups in this one. The Pirates got some different starters in there. Willians Astudillo, Travis Swaggerty getting the start. Brian Reynolds and Francisco Mejia are getting the day off. As on the mound in this one for the Pirates is going to be Lance Lynn, the trade deadline acquisition, who has played pretty well since being acquired by the Pirates. And I've got to say the team definitely has more confidence in him than Mitch Keller or Julio Urias, as there is Gleyber Torres striking out. Tim Anderson now up 2-2 pitch, and he's going to go down on the nice cutter as we go to the following batter, Aaron Judge. He strikes out with the curveball. 3 strikeouts there in the first inning for Lance Lynn as we go to the bottom of the first. The rookie, David Rosa, making his Major League debut today. You may recognize his name because the Pirates almost drafted him a couple years ago. They decided not to. They went with starting pitcher Felipe Benitez instead, who is a pretty good prospect. But, I mean, Rosa has certainly gone through the minors quicker, as there's Wander Franco with what looks like a double. But due to some very bad base running, him and Travis Swaggerty just seem very confused on that play. So Swaggerty is going to be tagged out at home. Franco safe at third. That was just a really weird play. And the Pirates are going to score a run here as Josh Bell flies out to center. Wander Franco will tag home safely. But, I mean, that brings up the question, what if? Could the Pirates have done more in that inning had Swaggerty and Franco both stayed on base? Let's go to the top of the second inning now. The Yankees are trying to join the fun as they now have a pair of runners on scoring position with 2 outs. This is a big opportunity for them to potentially try to tie the game up or take the lead, but there's one problem. David Rosa, the pitcher, is up, and he strikes out at an awful pitch. Definitely not what you want to do there in your first Major League at bat. As we go to the bottom of the second, O'Neal Cruz goes down looking. Rosa's first Major League strikeout. O'Neal Cruz has such a big strike zone because he's like 6'7". Third inning now, another nice K for Lynn. Speaking of Lynn, he leads off the bottom of the inning. Blooper in the left, and it will drop for a hit. And, you know, he probably could have gone to second there, hypothetically. But, I mean, still a nice base hit nonetheless for Lance Lynn, who doesn't get a ton of base hits all the time. As here's Josh Bell now going to rip a single into left. Lynn advances to third successfully, and Pittsburgh now has a pair of runners on the corners with 2 outs. This is their time to really break open this game as Benny Lane draws a walk, and the bags are now juiced. Huge opportunity here for Oneil Cruz, who's going to check swing at a low and outside curveball. Not an ideal way to end the inning as we go to the top of the 4th. Mike Ford is up at the plate, and he crushes it deep into right field, and that one will reach the seats, and the Yankees will tie it up at 1. Ford's 34th home run of the season. He has mashed the cover off the baseball this year for the Yankees as they will tie it up. Bottom 4 here for Dylan Carlson. He's just a window shopper because he's just looking. David Rosa has really pitched well these past couple of innings. Lance Lynn now up with 2 outs, hits another blooper pretty much into the exact same spot. The left fielder tries to make a diving catch. He is unsuccessful, and it will bounce into the seats for a ground rule double. So Pittsburgh now has a pair of runners in scoring position and 2 outs for Travis Swaggerty, who's going to pop this one up into left center field, and it would be caught by the Yankees to end the inning. Still tied at 1 as we go to the top of the 5th. Aaron Judge 2-2 pitch, swung way too early. Looked like he swung before the pitch was thrown. Bottom 5 now, Josh Bell is up, and this at-bat is a perfect description of today's game. The Pirates are hitting the ball well, but they're just not hitting it far enough. A lot of deep balls into the outfield that are reaching the warning track area. That one a little bit shallow of the warning track. But, I mean, Pittsburgh just hasn't gotten lucky. 6th inning, Oneil Cruz crushes this one deep into left center field at the track, and it's caught. Story of my life, you know what I mean? As David Rosa still pitching really well, he would allow a single to the next batter, and his day would be done. Clark Schmidt enters. Rosa allowed 1 run in 5 1/3 innings. We'll see if he allows another earned run, technically, as Dylan Carlson, the first batter Schmidt has to face, rips a single. So now there are 2 runners on, and at 1 out for Willians Astudillo, who crushes it to third, and Duhar to Torres, who gets it to first for the 5-4-3 double play. The Yankees infield is more chemistry than a science project. Top of the 7th, Austin Nola. Going to go down looking on the outside cutter. Lance Lynn still cooking. Gio Urshela now up as this ball is mashed into left, and it'll drop for what looks like extra bases. However, Pablo Cairo guns him down. Part-time ball player, full-time sniper. Cairo is not known for his arm, but he makes a really nice throw there. Bottom 7, Trey Wingetter is in for the Yankees as he is to face Travis Swaggerty here. Swaggerty rips it into right, and the diving catch is successful by Aaron Judge. The Judge has entered the courtroom, ladies and gentlemen. On to the 8th inning. The former Red, Raisel Iglesias, is into the game. His first batter is Aaron Hicks, who strikes out at the slider. Very nice break on that pitch as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Still tied at 1. Seth Lugo is in for the Yankees, former New York Met, who I guess decided to switch sides in the city, as a 2-1 pitch here for Josh Bell. I don't know why he threw a curveball up in the zone, and Bell is going to make him pay. Crushing it into right field, his 37th of the year, and Pittsburgh will take a 2-1 lead. That is not the type of pitch you throw to one of the top hitters in baseball, and Josh Bell definitely let him know, to say the least. So what does Seth Lugo do? He makes the exact same mistake here for Oneil Cruz, but he does get it outside, and Cruz actually swings and misses. So I guess it paid off there. Top of the 9th now. Ken Giles on for his 44th save of the season. Let's see if he is successful. First batter of the inning, Gleyber Torres, goes down on the 96-mile-an-hour two-seamer. Good pitch right there. Final hope for the Yankees is Mike Ford, who will also go down on the two-seamer. This one from 98 miles an hour. And the Pirates win a pitching duel. 2-1 is your final. Good performance from Lance Lynn. 7 innings, 1 earned run. David Rosa at his Major League debut, 5 1/3, only allowing 1. I've got to say, he played pretty well. Neither offense was great, especially the Yankees, who only had 1 run on 6 hits. Rosa finished with 4 strikeouts and 2 walks, by the way, as the loss goes to Seth Lugo, who allowed the go-ahead home run. by Josh Bell. Pittsburgh's offense wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either. Josh Bell drove in both runs today, by the way. The sac fly in the first inning and the home run in the 8th inning. Actually, Raisel Iglesias gets the win, not Lance Lynn. Lynn pitched very well, but they're giving the credit to Iglesias. So after that horrible offensive game by Pittsburgh, they proceed to score 15 on the Yankees the next day, and Garrett Cole does not make it out of the first inning, which is wild. So now we have the series against the Brewers. Our final one against them, they're obviously led by Christian Yelich, who's been hitting for the Triple Crown, it looks like, this whole year. He's been on pace to, but Josh Bell has passed him in average. Yelich could stop playing, and he'd still lead the National League in home runs and RBIs, but him and Bell are competing for that batting title and potentially see if Yelich can win the Triple Crown. The bigger battle between these two squads is, well, the NL Central. These two teams have been in a dogfight the past 3 seasons. Pittsburgh won it last year. Milwaukee won the NL Central the season before. And this is the final series this regular season between the Pirates and the Brewers. So obviously, it's a very big deal. The ace for Milwaukee, Noah Syndergaard, is on the mound today. 13-7, 3.52 ERA. He has had, I wouldn't say a disappointing season because he's put up good numbers, but I wouldn't say elite numbers. First batter of the game, Pablo Cairo, looks like a routine grounder. However, Polanco botches it. They're going to call that a base hit still, which I kind of disagree with, but hey, I guess it improves Cairo's average by a slight bit. Here's Benny Lane now, gets that one over the glove of Noah Syndergaard for a single into center. Pablo Cairo scores. That wouldn't have happened had it been not for the Polanco quote-unquote error, as the Pirates are now up 1-0. Francisco Mejia, the following batter, grounds into a 4-6-3 double play, ending the inning. But still a good first frame as Pittsburgh is on the board. Let's go to the bottom of the inning now. The rookie, Santiago Osuna, is on the mound today for the Pirates. 3.68 ERA. Has a sub 1.2 whip. Also has 69 strikeouts this year. Nice. You know what's not nice? Starting the game off with allowing a double. And that's what the former top 5 draft pick Corey Ray will do, as he will open this one off with a 2-bagger. Jorge Polanco now up, fly out to center. Brian Reynolds is under it. He will make the catch. Ray is headed for third, but Brian Reynolds says, not so fast. Reynolds guns him down. We've had 2 Pirate outfielders gun down base runners today, which is crazy because Pittsburgh's outfield isn't known for their defense or their arms. Top of the second, Wander Franco grounds into a double play. Not really what you want to see there for the Pirates offense as we go to the bottom of the inning. Keston Hiura up at the plate, and he mashes it into right field. That'll drop for a double. So the Brew Crew have a pair of runners in scoring position with nobody out. They can really do some damage. 1 out now for Ronald Guzman, as this one is grounded to third. Benny Lane makes a pretty bad play there. Guzman is safe, run scores regardless, and this game is tied up at 1. Benny Lane clearly still getting used to the position. I mean, he switched to third at the beginning of the season, and, I mean, he's looked fine there for the most part, but that's kind of the bad play. Following batter rips a single off of the legs of Santiago Osuna. He's a little bit shaken up, but he will be okay and decides to remain in the game. 2 outs now for Corey Ray. Bases loaded, and he goes down looking. You've got to be swinging there when the bases are loaded. Osuna gets out of a pretty big jam, and we go to the 3rd inning. Pablo Cairo rips this one to third. Miguel Sano, the big fella, off his back foot. Was that Patrick Mahomes over to first? What a play by Miguel Sano. Later in the inning, Benny Lane going down on the 99-mile-an-hour sinker. There aren't many pitchers in baseball who throw harder than Noah Syndergaard. Bottom 3, Sano goes down looking on the cutter. Good pitch from Osuna. Quiet inning for the Brewers offense as we go to the 4 of Carlson. Swinging at the high heat. I think he was assuming it was going to curve into the zone, and obviously it didn't. Bottom 4 now. Keston Hiura goes down on the cutter, and it looked like both offenses started the game off well, but now both pitchers are really digging in there. Cairo looks at the high sinker. Could have argued that was a ball. Bottom 5 now. Teoscar Hernandez will check swing at the curveball. Osuna is really hanging in there. The rookie has pitched quite well against the veteran Syndergaard. Corey Ray now up. Weak grounder. Osuna makes a very nice defensive play, and that'll do it for 5. Score remains tied at 1 as we go to the 6th. Surprise pitching change for Milwaukee. Eric Lauer is now in. This is especially interesting because they had Noah Syndergaard taken at bat in the last inning. Okay. O'Neal Cruz leads the inning off, little lefty-on-lefty crime. However, O'Neal Cruz is actually a bit better against left-handed pitchers, which is strange as he hits the double. Now the Pirates have runners in first and second, 1 out, as it looks like the Brewers are going to turn 2, but they're unsuccessful. Bad throw by Keston Hiura over to Guzman. Mejia is safe at first, and that'll put runners on the corners for Dylan Carlson, who gets that one past the glove of Miguel Sano for a single, and it looks like the error by Keston Hiura will cost them a run, as Pittsburgh now leads this game 2-1, and Dylan Carlson is pretty fired up about it. Bottom 6 now, Yelich grounds it right to Cruz, who flips it to Franco, over to Josh Bell for the double play. And then Miguel Sano, 1-2 pitch, going to go down in the cutter. That'll end Santiago Osuna's day. After a rocky start, he pitched 4 really good innings the rest of the way, only allowing 1 run in this one. Top of the 7th now, Tony Kemp will pinch hit. And once again, a lefty-on-lefty crime there. Kemp as well, like O'Neal Cruz, is actually a little bit better against lefties, which is strange. Then here's Pablo Cairo. It looks like 3 players are charging for the baseball, and not one of them will retrieve it. As Keston Hiura tried to reach for it, he was unsuccessful. So that'll bring up O'Neal Cruz with a real opportunity here. And he hits it deep and a right, but not deep enough, as it is going to be caught by Christian Yelich for the out. 2-1 remains your score, and we go to the bottom of the inning. Michael Givens is in for Santiago Osuna. 94 strikeouts in 68.2 innings is pretty solid. First batter is Keston Hiura, who rips this one right at Josh Bell. I don't really know what Bell was doing there, but Pittsburgh still gets the out, so it's all good. Couple batters later now, Ronald Guzman hits it deep and a right. 2-run shot, and Milwaukee all of a sudden will take the lead. How about that? Guzman with his 23rd home run of the season. The Brewer mascot is going down the slide. That is a huge hit for Milwaukee, as they now have the lead. Couple batters later, Yanni Hernandez gets this one off of Givens' legs. Cruz will make the play ending the inning, but still, Milwaukee with the lead after the Guzman home run as we go to the 8th. Another lefty, Alex Claudio, is in for Milwaukee. He's had a fine season so far. First batter of the inning is Josh Bell. You know you don't want to face him, and Claudio gave him a pitch he liked, but Bell is going to strike out, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. Brewers still lead at 3-2 as Pedro Baez is now in for Pittsburgh. Not a great season for Baez. He didn't quite live up to expectations, but he has pitched better as the season has gone along. He strikes out Jorge Polanco right there, and we go to the 9th inning. Josh Hader is in for the save. Hader has had an outstanding season for Milwaukee, and all he's got to do is close it out. Full count pitch for Wander Franco! And with one swing at the bat, I wonder where that ball went. Well, it's not in the stadium anymore. Franco with his 17th home run of the season, and the rookie will tie it up. Massive home run for Wander Franco. Might be the biggest of his career in one of the most important games this season for the Pirates, and he's pretty fired up about it. As soon as that ball touched the bat, both Franco and Hader knew that ball was gone. And this game is tied up at 3 here in the top of the 9th. Josh Hader has officially blown the save, but he won't do any more damage as Pablo Cairo goes down looking again on another high pitch. Bottom 9 now, Emmanuel Clase, who's pitched a tad over 69 innings. Nice. And he's pitched very well this season. You want to see a magic trick? Well, we got a few magic tricks for you. Here's number 1. 100-mile-an-hour cutter. That'll strike out Miguel Sano. Here's the next one for Keston Hiura. Full count pitch. That one is going to be lasered in at 99 miles an hour. Why not get the hat trick this time on the four-seam fastball as it gets Narvaez to go down looking? That's what Emmanuel Clase does. He's a strikeout machine. And this game's going to extra innings as we advance to the 10th. The former Pirate, Michael Feliz, is in for Milwaukee. First year not with the organization. Of course, happens to be the year that he turns into a breakout star. Ironic, I know, as O'Neal Cruz going to lead the inning off with a single. So the Pirates already have a base runner on. This is their chance to try to strike early here in the extra innings, and they would, it looks like, potentially be successful, as Francisco Mejia will drive them in, and the Pirates will take a 4-3 lead just like that. Pittsburgh scores a run in the 9th and the 10th when it counts. Now all they got to do is get the save with Ken Giles. Ronald Guzman leads the inning off, and he is going to hit a single into center field. So already the Brewers have the tying run on base, winning run at the plate. But this is where things get fishy. Real fishy. Teoscar Hernandez lines it out for Lang. Lang drops it and then way overthrows Josh Bell. So Teoscar advances to third, and a run scores by default. So this game is now tied up at 4. I thought Benny Lang was used to third base. This is September. You made the position switch before spring training in March. This cannot be happening. Ben Gable now up 1-2 pitch, and he grounds this one for a hit. And the Milwaukee Brewers win in dramatic fashion as Teoscar Hernandez will score safely. And the Brew Crew win it 5-4. A very disappointing ending for the Pirates. It really looked like they had this game, but I mean, Benny Lane choked it away with a pair of bad defensive plays. I mean, I think back in the 2nd inning, that Ronald Guzman single, I mean, Benny Lane totally missed that. And then obviously in the 10th inning, Lane could have easily caught it. He didn't. And then more importantly, totally missed the throw. So instead of a runner on second and 1 out, runner on third, run scores, and nobody out. So a little shoulda, woulda, coulda there. But I mean, the Pirates need all the wins they can get, especially against Milwaukee. So this could really hurt for seeding once we get to the playoffs. Here's a look at the full stats. Wander Franco and Ronald Guzman were the only players to go yard. Christian Yelich went 0 for 4 today. The Pirates pitchers really kept him intact. Got to give them credit. Santiago Osuna was excellent in this game. Shaky early on, but the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th innings, he was on fire. So we're going to simulate the rest of this series, and we win both games, 5-3 and 9-2, including a big win from Adonis Medina. So that'll do it for the episode. We are now only 2 games behind Milwaukee. We can really come back and win this one. Hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. Peace.